taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy.
What's up guys, it's the Couch Bear here, bringing you another video. In today's video, we're going over my thoughts on the Modern Warfare 2 Open Beta. What I liked, what I disliked, and what I think needs changing to make the game better. Before we jump into that though, I'd like to remind you guys about the absolute wizards over at ConQ Gaming. ConQ make custom controllers with a few different mods available. Mods like digital triggers, swappable thumbsticks so you can use default, super tall, domed, basically whatever you want. And finally, they also have 4 remappable buttons on the back of the controller for ease of use. They also offer a lifetime warranty on all mods on your controller. Head over to conqstore.com to grab yours, and if you use code CouchBear, you'll get a cool 10% off. I'll link them down below. Now, let's get back into the video. Right, the good, the bad, and the ugly of the beta. Let's start with the good. Visuals. The game looks amazing. I played the first weekend on PS4, and whilst it wasn't the smoothest experience, it didn't look too bad. It wasn't too dissimilar to Modern Warfare 2019 on the same platform, which was a good looking game. But at the second weekend, I was on my Xbox Series S. Now whilst it's not the Series X, it still looked amazing and ran so much smoother. I was playing on 1440p with the console set to 120 FPS. I have no way of knowing the exact frames I was getting, but it was very smooth, even when compared to other COD games I play on the same settings. Now yes, it's not the most amazing looking game ever, but for a first-person shooter, it looks incredible. To tie into looking incredible, the maps in the beta were amazing, both visually and the way they played. The map design for this game is vastly improved over IW's last game. It's starting to feel like classic COD again. 3-lane map design is far superior to wacky design with a million different ways to get shot or flanked from. And for the most part, spawns made sense. If you knew where your team was, you could make an educated guess as to where the enemy would be spawning. This made map control a much easier thing to do and be good at. Equipment and field upgrades are also good. The returning equipment and field upgrades are, for the most part, good, but the new ones is where they shine. I fucking love the drill charge. From taking out sentinels holed up in a room, to killing people out of vehicles in ground war, these things are amazing and are my new go-to lethal. And the DDoS field upgrade, that was really enjoyable to use as well. I mean, come on, who doesn't love an EMP? The inflatable decoy was also pretty funny as well. Now, onto gunplay. The gunplay in Modern Warfare 2019 was amazing, and this game didn't change much. It still feels smooth, guns feel punchy and have some weight behind them. The animations are excellent. It's not all good though. Staged reloads, in concept, is a good idea, and something I've mentioned to friends before. The amount of times I've had to hot swap a gun in a gunfight halfway through a reload and been annoyed at starting the animation all over again when I've swapped back is very high. But in practice, I don't like it. You can't reload cancel, and that has now gotten me into trouble a few times. Exclusive Ace mentioned in a recent video about stage reloads that if your character still has the magazine in their hand, you should be able to cancel the reload and just have a small animation play of them putting the mag back in. As long as you still have bullets in the mag, I agree with this. It makes sense. Our next topic ties in with gunplay. That's the gunsmith. This is the transition to the bad parts of the beta. The gunsmith is a good thing, and I do enjoy it, and the new receiver system is great, but if I want all the attachments for the M4, why do I have to level up all the guns in that receiver family? I don't like that. And how will camo challenges work? That's where I'm worried. I also found issues where I should have had attachments unlocked that just weren't. I saw videos of people making the best gun for the beta, and I didn't have some of the attachments that they did, but I had all of the guns leveled up all the way. I get it's only a beta, but do they really have time to fix these issues? Now, let's jump fully into the bad. The minimap. I placed this into the bad and not ugly because I was expecting it. After the mess that was the minimap in MWII 2019, this was no surprise to me. I adapted to it back then, and I'll do it again. But I don't like their reasoning as to why it's like this. Infinity Ward don't want to punish players for shooting their guns, but that's why the game has suppressors. If people want to stay off the radar, use one of them. They appear on the compass thing at the top of the screen, so why not on the minimap? Just makes no sense. Next up in the bad, perk packages. I genuinely thought I'd like these, as I used to run Specialist all the time, but honestly, I didn't like it. It took too long to get them in my opinion, and with Ghost being an ultimate perk, it made UAVs far too powerful early game and absolutely useless late game. Now, Infinity Ward did change the earn rate to be much faster in Weekend 2, and this did make me enjoy the system a bit more. I feel if they keep this increased earn rate and change ghosts so it only hides you when you're moving, this system would be really good and feel more like classic specialist. Okay, time to get ugly. The sound. I should specify, the sound is clean and crisp, and for the most part it's not blowing your ears out, but the footsteps are far too loud. Even in Weekend 2, when they toned them down, I could still hear people stomping around in the building across from me. And the fact we don't have a perk to dampen the sound of footsteps means you have no incentive to move around the map. And yes, we have Dead Silence as a field upgrade. We have to wait for that to charge up, and there's now an animation to activate it, and you can't shoot during it, as well as an audible sound others can hear, but you can't, to let them know that a sneaky boy is now running around. In the build-up to this game in beta, Infinity Ward said they were building the game so all playstyles would be viable, but that's not how it feels. It feels like the game is built for campers. Sorry, sentinels. And rushers have been stiffed again this year. And whilst you can do well with the rusher playstyle, I feel like you have to sweat your ass off to do it. Especially as an average player like me. Just not as much fun as it used to be. Final thing is disbanding lobbies and just skill-based matchmaking in general. Now, I put this in the ugly because everybody knows it's not great. It forces you to have to sweat every single game, for the most part. Now, IW did address this in a way, and said that they would look at increasing the chance that lobbies wouldn't disband, and I feel this plays into the leaks and rumours that skill-based matchmaking would be toned down for this game, but we will have to wait for the full release to see how strong it is, or isn't. Now, I get why the game has skill-based matchmaking. It's to protect lower skill and new players from pub stompers, and that is a good thing, to an extent. I feel like new players need to get stomped a few times to push them to want to get better. That's what happened to me. And whilst I'm not an amazing player, I have improved significantly because I wanted to get better to stop myself from being demolished. The feedback online is much the same as what I said in this video, but I feel it may be too late to change most of the things the community wants changing, and that's if Infinity Ward would even change them. They seem very set in their ways for this game. Now, I should clarify one thing. Despite the issues this beta had and the way I spoke about the negatives, I did enjoy myself when I was playing the beta, especially when I was partied up with friends. It is just a game after all, and games are more of a backdrop to good times with mates than they are the reason you're having fun. Though, if you are doing well, it is more fun. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Got a bit ranty towards the end there, but if you liked the video regardless, leave a like. Comment if you enjoyed the beta, let me know if you didn't, and why. Subscribe if you want to see more of my content, and ding that bell to stay up to date. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Laters.
I think I've had enough.